everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of WYTPod. Today, I have George Raptis with me. He's VP Operation with JP Outfitter. And he's not just VP, he's an entrepreneur, he's a leader, and he's with us today. Hello, George. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for inviting me.
George, what I know about you that you are a guy of operations, right? So share something about your background if you can. Like it will help our viewers a lot if they know you.
Yes, career-wise, I've been always involved with operations.
Hmm.
My education background is computer science. I'm a computer engineer, and
Hmm.
later in my career, I did my MBA. I have
Hmm.
worked in different industries and different countries, from wholesale to retail, from manufacturing to hospitality.
Hmm.
My career started back in 1994, and I started as a computer engineer for a computer software company, but then evolved to more operations roles. The past few years, and especially with the COVID situation and the growth of the online business, my role became much more significant and important because there was a growth in fulfillment centers and the need for companies to sell their product online.
Hmm. No, that's true. That's true. I mean, this COVID has changed a lot everywhere in every industry, and so it is in the apparels and fashion as well. And since we are talking about COVID, I wanted to know what is the biggest challenging that you are facing in this role right now, because the industry has changed, the trend has changed, and it is changing every day. It's not like it has just changed and now you have to learn it. You have to learn the change day by day.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest challenge that you're facing
There
currently?
are several challenges. First of all, uh, COVID, in a sense, helped to increase demand. So we had
Hmm.
a sudden growth in demand, and we had, as an operation, we had to make sure that we are able to satisfy this demand and support our customers. Practically what happened in a space of few months, every customer was educated to shop online. Something that we have probably taken years for companies to achieve, it happened within a few months. Uh, the other thing is, the other challenge was and still is employee safety. It's very
Hmm.
important. Our human assets. We need to make sure that they work in a safe environment, and they can come to the company, go back to their families safely. Uh, Another challenge was the remote work. The operation is not only the fulfillment part, but it's also procurement, systems, and so on. So we
Hmm.
needed to adjust our policies, and our technology, so that people can work remotely from homes. Uh, I would say these were the major challenges. One was increasing demand. The other was dealing with the workforce and the labor issues.
Yeah, the culture changed, the way we work, it changed. Like, it was like you asked for heads and it was tails in front of you. It was
Yes.
just like that. It was surprise. It was like that. So there's one more thing when we talk about challenges, and when people see you doing work, there are common myths. There are a lot of common myths about your job. For example, I'm a I'm into project management. I manage my projects. People sometimes think I am the guy who is doing everything. Of course, I'm managing. So these are some myths. Like you also have some myths, I believe, in your job. So what kind of common myths you face in your job or talking about the field of expertise that you have?
Oh, every person that has worked as a leader in operation, the biggest myth is that you are the answer to every problem. So in every company, the operations leader and consequently the operations team is the answer to every problem. So it's very challenging to make sure that people understand what is the scope of the operation, and being able to make sure that the people that work in the operation get their tasks are clear, and they understand and know what to do and when to do it. And the other myth is that everything is ready now. So somehow there's the belief that the operation can do everything immediately, that there's no process, or whatever process is there, it's really very fast. The reality is that an operation is really is as good as its resources. What type of automations you have, what type of assets you have. It's very complicated and requires a lot of work to get the operation to a situation that you can say, okay, we can solve every issue, every problem, every crisis immediately.
Well, that's true. That's true. Like with operations, I believe there's this rule in management. There's no problem. There's only an opportunity that you have. So for operation, it's like that. You don't have problem. It's only opportunity for you. Just do it. People don't think about resources sometimes.
No, but I would say to this, obviously, anybody that works in operations needs to deal with complex problems. What at least my philosophy is that every problem is an opportunity to learn, and
very true.
And businesses grow through learning. So and what I say to my teams is that we're into the learning game. If we do not have the ability or if we lose the ability to learn, eventually we will lose the ability to grow.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. There's an interesting question I have about your company. I know we are talking about you, we are talking about the job, we are talking about the field of expertise, but I just want to know, like, what are the best-selling products of JP Outfitters right now that people should look for?
Our as I mentioned before we started, we as a company, JP Outfitters, we are a brand aggregator. We practically acquire brands and we try to promote them, and we try to restructure them. We try to revive them. So we're dealing with multiple brands right now. Each brand has at least two of the three have some signature products that traditionally are a best seller. J. Peterman is a men's and women's brand, so we have different best sellers. Also, there is a seasonal, let's say, business here. So we have different best sellers for spring and summer, and different for holiday. Now, what happened recently, and especially since August, September, most of the online businesses, or a lot of them, they started discounting. There's been a lot of inventory around, and businesses started discounting. And I'd say that for us, that worked well, and practically we're pretty much sold out of every item. So everything sold. So we do not have a champion item right now, but hopefully next year we will be able to extend our product offer create this sort of product champions, let's say.
Oh, definitely you will. I know you will. So, you mentioned there are like three different companies, right? So, talking about the market that you're focusing right now, the core market, is it same for all three or your companies?
No.
What is the core market that you are targeting?
No, every company has a different demographics or target demographics. This is important to us. We don't want to complicate the business too much. There is a little bit overlapping, but it's minimal. But what our operation is doing is we are able to utilize same fabrics, same colors, same vendors or manufacturers in order to create enough economies to support the business. So different target demographics, but we are able, dealing with three brands, to do some type of like I explained to you, use same fabric, same colors, so on.
So it's like the quality is same. It's just that the people using them are different. The designs are different. The way to promote them is different.
Yep.
All right, that's really cool. And one more thing, when we get this video published, where can listeners find you? Like once they see this, they want to know where we can find you, where they can find you. So where we can find you?
I mean, first of all, the products, they can find them their respective websites. So it's jpeterman.com, it's territoryahead.com, and guideboat.com. These are the three websites.
Amazing, amazing. Moving forward, before we wind up or we finish it, I really want you to tell my viewers, what's your productivity hack for entrepreneurs? You are an entrepreneur. We know that you have an amazing approach. What is the approach that you will suggest to the entrepreneur, today's entrepreneur?
It's first of all, it's hard. Let's say this.
And this changing market.
And anybody that wants to start their own business and become an entrepreneur, they must be prepared for a lot of work. I think that the secret is, first of all, you need to keep your expenses controlled, and you need to really push your sales. You need to do everything you can to increase the number of customers, your customer file. The faster you get your customers engaged, the better. This is what we did, at least from 2020 to 2021, pretty much doubled our business. And then you have a base that you can start, you can use to help you grow.
I understand. And this is a really valuable knowledge that you're sharing with us. And I hope people understand this, because people really don't understand at the end what really hard work means. It's not always about loading things or something like that. It's about managing yourself, managing your stress, being disciplined and everything. So, and yes, it is really amazing time I had with you in this podcast. And I would like to thank you. And
thank you.
Yeah, it was really cool having you here with me today.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the invitation. I was happy to share information about the business and about how we do things here with you and your listeners.
That's so great.